Some English sentences sound completely normal, but they can secretly make you sound rude without realizing it. And sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. But today, let's look at some common expressions people use every day, and better, more polite alternatives you can start using instead. The word what. Many people say this naturally when they didn't hear someone clearly. But depending on your tone, it can sound harsh, impatient, or even disrespectful. Instead of responding with only what, a more polite response would be, "Sorry, could you please repeat that? I didn't hear you clearly." This sounds calmer, more respectful, and more professional. Another sentence that can sound rude very quickly is, "You're wrong." Even if you disagree with someone, saying you're wrong directly can make conversations feel aggressive. A better and more respectful way to express disagreement is, "I understand your point, but I see it differently." This allows you to disagree without sounding confrontational. Now let's talk about another common expression, calm down. Most people say this while trying to help someone who is upset. But interestingly, telling people to calm down often makes them even more emotional. Instead, try saying, "I understand why you're upset." This makes the other person feel heard first, and people respond better when they feel understood. Another sentence people use without realizing how it sounds is, "I know." Sometimes when someone is explaining something to you, responding quickly with "I know" can sound dismissive or proud. A softer and more respectful alternative is, "I understand." It keeps the conversation calm and respectful. Now, this next one is very common during arguments. People often say, "You don't understand." But this can sound accusatory and defensive. Instead, you can say, "Maybe I didn't explain it properly." Notice how this sounds calmer and more emotionally intelligent. Let's also talk about dry one-word replies. For example, replying with only "K" during conversations. Even if you don't mean to sound rude, it can make people feel unimportant. A better response would be, "All right, thank you." Simple changes like this make your communication warmer and more respectful. Another expression people use casually is simply saying, "Wait." Now, this may sound abrupt depending on your tone. A more polite alternative is, "One moment, please." It sounds softer, calmer, and more professional. Now let's talk about requests. Sometimes people say things like, "Give me that file." Even though the intention may not be rude, the sentence can sound commanding. A more polite way to ask would be, "Could you please pass me that file?" Adding polite expressions changes the entire tone of your communication. And finally, one sentence that instantly sounds cold is, "That's not my problem." Even when something is not directly your responsibility, this response can sound dismissive. A better response would be, "Let's see how we can resolve it together." This sounds cooperative, mature, and emotionally intelligent. The truth is, communication is not only about speaking English correctly, it's also about making people feel respected when they speak with you. Small changes in your words can completely change how people perceive you. Follow Elvia Media for more ways to speak better, sound more professional, and communicate with confidence.